everybody, and welcome back to another AGP, Amanda Gilliam Presents. We have a creator podcast today. This is my co-host, obviously, this time around, Fizz Gig. I think she thinks that he's coming back with more of the WYLD comic, because she really liked that comic. By the way, thank you so much. I'm so happy that I have it. But if you all remember, I brought this guy on with his brother, but this time he's here talking about his newest Kickstarter. So I want everybody to give a warm welcome to the one and only Lee to the Extreme Xopher!
Hey everybody!
By the way, I totally spaced out, and I do apologize that I totally didn't take the picture and posted it all over social media, but I absolutely love the comic. You guys did a bang-up job on that.
Oh, thank you. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really did. It was so much fun. By the way, sorry about the co-host. We talked about this before we started. She has... But you know what? Animals do bring in money, so...
Yeah, we'll see. I'm okay with it. Let's get more animals in here.
Great, it'll be a safari. So, I have not seen you since Gem City Comic Con. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. As you mentioned, the Kickstarter is the exciting news, so it's been off to a great start. So I've been doing really well the past week.
And the Kickstarter looks fabulous. And dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
For the fact that, what was it, 5 days? 5 days?
No. I was funded in 5 hours.
5 hours?
5 hours, yeah.
5 hours. That's crazy. Even better.
Yeah,
that's better.
It was an exciting day for sure. Yeah.
Well, that means you don't have to sit around and go, is it? You're just like, done.
It's a weird feeling because it, like, the first day, it's like super relieved. It's like, oh, thank God, it's done, it's good. But now it's like, oh no, I've got like 20 more days. How do I keep talking about this? Like, what do I need to do still to keep the momentum going?
Well, I actually have a great way to start off on how we could get the momentum going and what we could do to talk about it. And that's showing the video that you have on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, cool. We can do that.
So let's do that.
Hey Kickstarter, Lee Xopher here. We are talking Alter Ego VIP. It's been 15 years since the first superhero, Hero Prime, made his public debut. Today, superpowered individuals called Sparklings are a common factor of everyday life. Our story follows Sue, a woman with no powers, after she has abandoned her dream of saving the world and instead has chosen to hide away from it. The world, however, might just have other plans for her. Alter Ego VIP is a full-color 24-page superhero comic written and illustrated by yours truly. This is the second issue of a brand new comic series that explores the desire to have a secret identity when oversharing that which makes people special has become normal. Here we see Sue struggle with accidentally getting thrown into the spotlight and coming face to face with a sparkling she's grown to hate. The Kickstarter for issue 1 was a great success, and I need your support to get issue 2 printed and out into the world. If you're new to the world of Alter Ego, you're in luck, because the first issue is also available through this campaign. I have some great rewards for you guys, including 3 variant covers, trading cards, and a whole bunch of original art. Best of all the artwork is complete and ready to go, aside from any commissions that are ordered. Thanks for checking out my Kickstarter, and I hope you'll consider backing Alter Ego VIP. I am pumped to continue this story, and I can't do it without your help.
And that's not a problem, because as you can see, I pledged, so you have my help.
Hey, man, you're the best.
You know me. I'm always there. By the way, cutest sticker ever.
Yeah, that was a fun one to do. I did a sticker sheet for the first issue. And I wanted to do something special, so I just did a 1 sticker this time. And to celebrate
perfect month to do it.
The month of Halloween.
So you talked a little bit about what Alter Ego is, but to get people a little bit more excited, give us a little bit more details about this world that you created and this one person who seems to not have powers while everybody else does.
Yeah, so it's a world where superpowers are commonplace. Our main character is a woman named Sue, does not have any powers. Since she was a child, she's dreamed of being a superhero, and it just so happens that became a thing that she could actually be. Unfortunately, she never got powers, And the people who did get powers, most of them that are in her immediate circle anyway, are people who are just trying to be famous rather than being than actually doing any good. So the idea that I had was like, okay, if people got powers in real life, what would they do? What would I do? What would people I know do? And in this world and in the world I was just describing, as like, I think some people would still be actual superheroes. They try to do some good, but the vast majority of people, I think, would just be making like dumb TikToks, like showing off their laser vision or whatever, whatever special thing they can do. They just be idiots with it. And so that's sort of the central idea of the book. It's like, what if superpowers are commonplace, but most people are not being serious with their powers and are just trying to be famous. And we have one woman who wants to be a hero, but she doesn't have any powers. And so she's fed up with everybody around her who's just like pissing away the gifts that she wished she had.
I love how it basically mirrors our reality.
Yeah, the basic idea of the story I had back when I was in college, and I was sort of picturing that as like, 1960s Marvel, where it's more like optimistic and there's a lot of superheroes. But when I started actually digging into it, I was like, no, I don't think that's how it should be. I think it should be more like a reflection of the world we're in now. So once that sort of clicked, it was like, yeah, this is working now.
Well, it does, because I mean, if you think about it, it's not that much different from just normal people like you and I. You're a comic book creator. I'm a I'm a Twitch streamer and YouTuber, and we're actually using it to, either help people or create something or give somebody, that break in that moment that, they may need. And then there's other people who are literally using comics or TikTok or Facebook or whatever. I just want to be famous. Look at me. Look at me. I really don't have any talent. I'm using what everybody else has, but I'm just using it to be famous. That's all I care about. I don't really care about creating anything that you really care about. I don't care about telling a story or helping anybody. I just want to be famous. And it really does parallel and mirror exactly what's going on in our world today.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, I definitely see I don't know if irony is the right word, but I'm aware of like having my cake and eating it too, where, I'm sort of criticizing the social media landscape, but I'm also, asking people to contribute to my Kickstarter. I'm on Instagram, Twitter all the time, posting, I'm here on your show, trying to plead my case for please give me money. So I'm aware of that. I don't think that social media is all bad, but I'm definitely aware of it. And I think
That's how people use it.
Yeah, and I think the intent is to just put it out there as I see it,
There's nothing wrong with using social media to promote the thing that you're creating.
Yeah.
To use social media to slam people, just, because there are people out there that literally just slam people because they'll take haters, because to them, if you're watching, that's all that matters, and that makes them money.
Yep, outrage is big business these days.
I hate it so much. For me, because you see the people that I surround myself with, awesome people like you, your brother, Rodney, doing the shows that I do. I always try to have a more positive, everybody's allowed to like what they like. Not everybody has to like the same thing, but everybody has the right to like what they like.
Yep, absolutely. And, like you mentioned, I think we're fortunate that at least our like comic creator sphere, everybody's super nice. We're always helping each other out. It's always a positive experience.
It is one of the nice things knowing that I hang out with a group of people that if I need anything, you guys are there for me.
Yeah.
If I look at you and I go, I'm sorry, I can't do this, I'm busy, I'm not going to get shamed on it. You guys are there for me. And you know that I'm always there for you if you ever need me for anything.
Yeah, and one of the nice things also, it's like, what's the phrase? High tides raise all ships. Is that
Mm-hmm.
it? Like one way to look at it, you're at a convention. There's only so many dollars to be spent by people there, but I want everybody to have a good show. Like, if I see somebody walking around with, Nate's art, somebody else's art, I'm like, sweet, that's awesome. You sold something. I'm not competitive in that way where it's like, I want to be better than you.
Mine's better. Buy it instead.
Yeah.
Put that back. No, no, you really are. You are probably one of the most positive people I have ever met in my entire life.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. But oh my gosh, so I'm listening to your video, and she talks about this guy that she's like, I just can't anymore. I just really can't. I'm done with him. And the first person that popped into my head was this. What would I say? He kind of looks like a little pop star.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Little boy band kid.
Uh-huh.
Like, he just has the screaming look. I'm just in this because I'm so Chad. I'm so awesome. Look at my hair. Look at my name brand shades. I'm adorable. Love me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a character. His name is Warped. That's his superhero name that he picks. In the comic, yeah, it's supposed to be a dumb name.
No. I'm sure he's got this great power that goes with the name, but I'm already figuring that it also has like this double entendre of the double meaning of the fact that it's he's warped in the head.
Yeah. So he, at the beginning of the story, when somebody gets their powers in the universe, it's called they spark, and then people who have powers are called sparklings. So he sparks at the beginning of the story, and he sees that as like green light. I'm hitting the ground running. I have studied all the tips and tricks. I know what to do. Now I'm going to be famous. So he is like that angle that we see in the book. And he's a co-worker of Sue, so they're like sort of friends. And he's the driving force on that end.
Now I have to ask, who is she?
That is It Girl. So she is a superhero influencer, basically. She is the most famous, or at least she considers herself the most famous. Within the context of the book, she is the one who everybody wants to be her, and she wouldn't have it any other way.
So she's the opposite, the absolute polar opposite.
Yes, exactly. She's the opposite. She loves being famous. She is famous, and she is
can't tell.
Yeah. Yeah. She uses everything for her own benefit. She's not a bad person, but she is the like personification of the want to be famous and is famous, just like cleavage TikTok babe,
There's a word for that, but you're not allowed to say it on Twitch. But it's a word that is that kind of reminds you of the word of thinking, but that's about as far as we get to go there. Because I mean, she just looks looks like the absolute polar opposite.
Yeah, and I will say, since you brought that up, the book is rated PG-13, so it's not anything super inappropriate. I deal with some adult things, but if kids are allowed to watch Marvel movies, they'd be fine with this. That's that same level.
Lee, we saw people bring their kids to Deadpool.
Well, I would at least say that, Rocker Pages is my mature book, and I would say that that's the case. So I think this is, it's in line with Avengers. Let's just put
You
it
do
that way.
realize that Rock of Ages will be the last comic that we have not covered on this channel.
That I think, didn't we do that like years ago? I think it was before it was on Twitch.
Yeah, before it was on Twitch. We got to get it on Twitch so everybody gets to see all the pretty pictures
do
and
it.
everything. Because you are a phenomenal artist.
Thank you.
You just have this great.
I put a lot of work into it. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go straight to the fact that there is something in here that I'm absolutely loving, adoring out of all of your stuff. So you have these swimsuit issues.
I do. Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to do with the first issue, I got some blank sketch covers printed up. And I didn't exactly have an idea of what I wanted to do at that point, but I knew that I wanted to offer original art with the next Kickstarter. And I just thought it would be fun to do like a swimsuit edition. So I got 3 different covers, technically 4 characters. Carol the cat is a character in the book, so she's featured there with Sue.
Kitty.
Yeah, and I just thought it would be fun to do like a swimsuit edition.
So I absolutely love this one.
Mm-hmm.
That fits her so well.
Yep, other people absolutely love that one.
Yeah, baby.
This one was a test because, you know, people, for some reason, people have hired me to draw busty women a lot, which is fine. I like doing it. And then I just thought, you know, where are all the men? Is there a market for big chested men pinup art? So you decide.
Yes. I'm going to say yes. Most definitely yes.
So I thought it'd be fair and just put a muscle dude in there too.
Not only is he muscled, but he's older.
Yeah. Yes.
He's my age. He's got the grays going on.
He's got the grays.
I'm enjoying that. I'm gonna be honest. So I was looking at these. I was like, you know, if somebody ever actually finds this comic and realizes how good this comic really is, not only would it make a great Netflix show, but this somebody should. Have you ever seen those video dating sim games?
Dating sim games? I don't think I have.
Oh, basically, you go through it. It's a bunch of reading. But like you go through all these scenarios and like you have to like pick like, oh well, I like to go here or let's go do this or something like that. And then there's little mini games, and then you get to start dating the characters in the dating sim type.
Yeah.
When I saw the beach outfits, it reminded me of that. Especially him here. Like that actually looks like a pose that you see the guy and he'd be like, hey, so what are you doing here? You want to go take a swim? Yee.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I think I love it. I love the fact that you went, you know, a lot of people, I can see why a lot of people will definitely like this one.
Sure. And that one has sold. So
yeah.
Proof.
Proof. Yeah. But I love the fact that you went with 3 different things for 3 different types of styles of people. And I love the fact that you went out of what people would be like swimsuit. Because, you know, for the longest time, swimsuit issues was always women. So I love and adore the fact that there's a man there.
Yeah, I just wanted to give it a shot. And his name's Hero Prime. He was the first hero in this universe. So he's sort of like the Superman type character. His power is that he can make unbreakable force fields with his mind. And he is older because he's first superhero, I think 15 years was when he debuted. So he's a little bit older now.
I also love the fact that there's animals that talk in your comic.
Yeah, so Carol the cat, she was one of the original superheroes as well, as a shapeshifter. And she retired when she got stuck in the form of a cat. So now she's basically just a talking cat. She's Sue's roommate, and she acts sort of as the mentor type, while also trying to live vicariously through her.
Now, with this Kickstarter, like you said, there is the ability to get issue 1 along with issue 2.
Yeah, that's right. I have issue 1 available in print and digital for however people like reading it. And that's something I always want to offer. You know, not everybody can get on board with things as they come out. So it's always good to have the catch up option.
Because I mean, I have not read issue 1 yet.
Well, there you go. Perfect opportunity.
Perfect opportunity. But I'm absolutely, so this was my first introduction. Well, my first introduction actually was when you went, hey, I have a Kickstarter, and I quickly went over to it. But the tagline of the fact that it's an outcast, at the end of the day, this is your basic run-of-the-mill outcast story.
Yeah.
She's unlike everybody else. She feels, like, if only I could have what you have and actually use it for good. Mm-hmm. And what are you guys doing? Yo, who wants to be my sponsor?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, she's an outcast. She's different from everybody else. She secretly wants to be like everyone else, but she also kind of despises everyone else. So that's the starting point. Obviously, things happen from there. She is a little bit cynical at the beginning. I don't want you to think that she's just a drag all the way through, but that's where we start her story as, she's fed up with the world she's living in right now.
Well, I mean, I can actually kind of understand why she would be like that. Growing up your entire life, never getting that sparkle, everyone else around you, you may have grown up with some of these people, but then you've watched their personalities change, things like that, to go after these things. At a certain point, it just beats you down. That doesn't mean that you're going to be like that your whole life, but we all go through that in our lives where you just have this moment where we feel completely beaten down. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I've got to get this. You just have that momentary moment of the frustration comes out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I think what you created here is a character that people can truly relate with, even though it's a story that, takes place in this world of superheroes and everything. She's still a character that people can relate with. It may not be the same situation, but we've all had situations like her.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what I was going for. Another like inspiration for the comic. When I did Rock of Pages, that was basically like the story of my 20s, sort of trying to figure out what to do with my life. And then this, in a lot of ways, is the story of my 30s, in that I'm trying to figure out, like, now that I know that comics is what I like doing, it's sort of like, how do I sell comics? And what is my experience going to comic book conventions where everybody's like, hey, let me tell you about this. Hey, follow me on blah, 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 whatever. So I think if you've ever been to a Comic Con, which obviously, if you're into comics anyway, I don't have to tell you this, but it's sort of like that, where you've been in that position. If you ever walked through Artist Alley and seen people promoting themselves in that kind of way. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not necessarily negative. Like, I know that I'm that way too. I know that's what I'm doing right now. But that's where the story starts. If you've ever been fed up with people going on about how special they are, and if you like comics, I think you'll like this.
I think if you like comics, if you like a good story, if you like characters that are relatable and good artwork and something that has a great world building to it, this is definitely the type of stuff for you. And absolutely. I've read Rock of Ages, and I've obviously read the WYLD, and I know through those two comics, you are incredible at building this world and finding people that there's almost a person in almost every one of your comics that someone can relate to.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, that's definitely what I go for. This comic in particular, we mainly follow Sue, the main character. There are a lot of other characters, but it's narrated by her, and she is the focal point. I know a lot of lines from Warped, especially the first issue, are like, it just to me, as I was writing it, it was like Zen truth. So I really like him, especially in the first couple issues, with his like just understanding of how social media works. And I know Carol is a fan favorite for sure.
Mhm.
Everybody loves a talking cat.
Well, I mean, even though she's a talky cat, I mean, like right here. Have you ever heard of It Girl? No, should have I? I don't know. She started following me this morning. Apparently, she's some new wave sparkling celebrity or influencer or whatever they're called now. I checked out her profile and her videos are pretty great. I sent you a link. Oh, great. You know, like you have that friend that you're just like, I don't care about TikTok. I sent you a link anyway. It's great. You gotta watch. You know, everybody has that friend nowadays.
Yeah.
So again, even though she's a cat, she's still a character that people can relate to. Everybody knows that person.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that's what, even if they're not the main character in your story, I think that's something that you do extremely well with your comics, is even the side characters have personalities where you could go, I know that person, or they go, I am that person. And I think that's brilliant on your part.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely a goal that I've worked toward. Yeah.
You've achieved it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And I also love the fact that, like with this one, the red, the black, it kind of has that more moody tone to it, where this one is like, it really has that sparkle, which, you know, that's what they are, to it. It's very more bright and vibrant and in your face, which social media is. It's almost like the two comics kind of also, their covers kind of represent how the story's progressing.
Yeah, I think I put a lot of thought into the design of the characters and the colors also. I know my original idea was that Sue was going to be pink. And for a number of reasons, that just didn't work. So I went with red, which is the way better option. But yeah, it was definitely a back and forth. Another reason I went with It Girl being green is that green is
money.
It's money. It's also my branding color, and I figured that I was going to use her a lot for branding, so I didn't want to turn a match.
So in other words, Lee made everything green for his branding because he's money. No. But no, like it's just one of those things. Like you could tell, and the way that you draw and express, like you don't even have to see any of the words, and you could tell exactly what's going on here. She's just like, okay, guys, no, oh dear Lord, I gotta go. Like you wouldn't even need any words, and everything is very expressive. And I know that we've talked about this with your comics before, but I absolutely love and adore it.
Yeah, thank you. I know that the character acting, as I call it, I don't know if that's what other artists call it, but that's one of the things that's very important to me, is figuring out like what emotion needs to be displayed with the balloons that are there. So a lot of thought goes into it, and I'm glad it comes through.
And if you guys want to learn a little bit about the characters, you can go over to the Kickstarter. It's Altered Ego VIP, and he actually tells you everything that you really need to know if you want to get to really know some of these characters. If you scroll down through here, it shows you the characters, tells you a little bit about them, things like that. You can take a look at some of the books that they have going on. I don't even want to know what that thing is. I will figure out what it is, because I'm going to read the comic, because obviously I bought the physical comic because I like physical comics more than digital. But I'm just like, no. Also, I love the fact that you have a mystery trading card.
Yeah, one of the things that I really wanted to do was to work with other artists. In this comic, and for the whole series, I'm writing, drawing, lettering, coloring. I'm doing everything myself. And one of the ways to bring other artists on board was to do a trading card series. And for this series, I'm working with 3 or 4 artists. I'm going to start naming them. I know them by name. Rodney Fike, Jackie London, Lauren Sparks, and Joe Webster. Those are the guys I got doing the.
I know all four of them. I'm friends with two of them.
Yeah, they're all good people.
Hey, Remy and Lauren, send me the trading card. No.
Actually, somebody already bought Lauren's, so those are gone.
Nice.
But yeah, so working with them to see their versions of my characters was real fun. And then my brother Nate, he did a variant cover also, which is a lot of fun. Yep, right there.
That's so cute. He looks so cute.
Yeah, Nate's style is awesome, and it's so fun seeing my characters in his style. I especially like the colors on this one. I thought the contrast between the yellow and the blue really just made it pop.
Oh, it really does. The coloring is even the fact that you use like the pink logo to it, which is kind of funny since you just mentioned that originally that was supposed to be Sue's colors. It just meshes so well with that cover, and it is a great cover.
Yeah, thanks. It was a lot of fun. It's all Nate. I mean, I picked the pink for the logo, but the artwork is all Nate.
And then here's cover C. Very Scarface vibe going on here.
I wanted to do an homage cover, and I decided on movie covers, movie posters. The idea, honestly, I was going to get someone else to draw this one, but I just really liked my sketch so much. I was like, I'm just going to do it. Yeah,
I'm sorry because Scarface is one of my favorite movies, and I'm just seeing her hold. She's got the cat. She's like, "Say hello to my little friend, Stunk." And then cover D.
Cover D, yeah. I thought it would be fun to do a series of covers where It Girl is cosplaying as other characters. The first issue, she cosplayed as Hero Prime. And then I had the idea, I wanted to do just all of my characters. So she's not cosplaying as Wonder Woman. She's cosplaying as characters either from this universe or from my other comics.
Well, this is from the WYLD, right?
Right. She is Juno from the WYLD in this one, which is super weird, but I think it works.
It works.
Because for those who don't know, Juna is a sheep, and Nate, my brother Nate, is the artist for this. So it's like a really cartoony sheep, and in this one, it's her butt's hanging out. So.
And then I mean, this print. I mean, that's just a phenomenal print. It really is.
Yeah, this is going to be on a hollow foil, so it's really cool. I got some printed for the first issue also. It's I really like how the paper looks, and this particular reward is only available through the campaign, so they will not be sold afterward.
So, guys, get on it, because I love the fact that not only is it something that, you know, it's kind of different, a little, you know, just a little bit, but the fact that hollow sparkles, and what are they? They're sparkles.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's why I call it the Sparkling Icon series.
And then, of course, you have the shirt.
I do have the shirt. I wanted to get a shirt for myself. And I was like, this looks pretty cool, so why not see if anybody else wants it?
It looks really good.
Thank you.
You should start wearing, if you have yours, you should start wearing it to the shows.
I don't have it yet. I'm going to order I'm going to order mine with whatever I get from the Kickstarter.
And then, of course, you do have the full trading card set.
Yeah, as I mentioned, there were 4 different artists. They did the black and white art, and I colored them. So that's another fun collaboration. First, seeing the other artists draw my characters, but then to color over top of them. And I try to match their coloring style as much as possible. I don't intend to do like an imitation, but just generally like think how would they do it, and how would I do it, and how do those sort of bridge together.
Why is it this one reminds me of your brother?
Yeah, that character, his name is Guy. He is Sue's love interest.
Essentially, I was trying to make him like intentionally not look like me. And I think,
So you went with your brother?
yeah, in doing that, I was like, so he's got to have blonde hair. and he just sort of came out looking like Nate. That wasn't intentional. The intent was just, I didn't want him to look like me because I thought that would be weird if people were like, oh, you made the love interest look like you. Like, no, so I didn't want no confusion there. But yeah, it does sort of look like Nate.
I wonder how many people who know you have picked up on that at this point. Because I'm like, okay, yep. Does Nate have superpowers? Do I not? Nate, you didn't tell me these things. I do love the fact that you do have all 4 covers in a bundle.
Yes, so that is an option. You can get all 4 of them together, or you can pick them individually. Most of the rewards are available as add-ons also, so you're able to customize your tier to whatever you'd like as well.
You know, I love the fact that Kickstarter started doing that, where you're just like, I don't want this, but I do want this, and like you can add on for a little bit of an extra price, and I think that's something really cool that they ended up allowing people to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even if you want like multiple things, but there's no like one tier, you don't have to go crazy with the rewards, making sure everything is lined up. You can just be like, here's everything, you pick what you want.
And then of course you have like a huge collection here, from the amazing Rock to the WYLD to Alter Ego itself.
Yeah, just there's an option to get my entire library. So if you're interested and you're on board, this is everything I've written or drawn.
If you don't have any of these, buy all of this.
There you go.
All of this. Rock of Pages, one of the best comics from Independence, with mature adult themes added to it. It's a great adult comic. The WYLD is great for everybody, from kids to adults. It's one of it. It is hands down. I mean, I love Rock of Pages, but the WYLD, hands down, is my favorite thus far because I haven't read Alter Ego yet.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm very proud of Rock of Pages, but I also hope that that's going to be the worst thing that I ever do, that I just keep getting better, so not offended by that at all. I think the WYLD is great, and I think the collaboration between me and Nate is great. And as you mentioned, it is for all ages. We specifically say all ages as to not rule out adults. I think adults will enjoy it as well. There's just nothing, there's no blood or sex or language or anything like that. There's definitely more grown-up themes that go through it. I'd equate it more to something like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Batman the Animated Series, something like that, where it's written with adults in mind. Like, it's something that I would enjoy, but it's something that kids are able to read as well.
Even the cartoons we used to watch in the 80s and 90s, if you really think about it, because a lot of them were, fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it kind of works within the same realm.
Yeah.
I think that all ages, a lot of people, I think you're right. A lot of people go, oh, all ages is for kids. No, all ages means that it's actually written so everybody of any age. 43 here, and it's one of my favorite comic series.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think anybody will find enjoyment. If you need the blood and gore, then maybe not for you. But
you
but
don't need it
off because it's cartoon animals.
Trust me, you don't need it. I've read this. I own this series. You don't need it because you can envision it on your own.
Right.
And that's one of the brilliant things about your art style, and even your brother's art style, because he worked on the WYLD as well. So I will give both of you a bow on this, because you guys write so beautifully and you draw so well, and even when you guys are collaborating, it just meshes to the point where someone can read your comic and they can still envision that next step without you having to put that next step into the comic sometimes. And I think that's brilliant on both of your guys' part.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely wanted to imply that there's, violence and death and scary things happening without being explicit with it. So.
Ambush at Death Gorge.
There you go.
And I'm just gonna go out there and say this. I'm buying this comic. You can already see that I've already backed it. I'm already intrigued by this story just because of how, like I said, it mirrors what goes on in today's society. I think this is especially if anybody is a content creator, I think this would be a really good type of comic for them to read. It may actually be able to help them understand maybe some of the emotions that they're going through at this particular time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the interesting thing about that is that there are so many content creators now. So I think a lot of people will find something valuable in it.
We're everywhere. No. And then Ronnie Fike,
Yep.
he has his.
Yep. Yeah, I'm offering the original art that the trading card artist did for a reward as well.
Nice.
So Rodney's already did a great job. Jackie did. The idea was she does animal art, and the idea is Carol used to be a shapeshifter. You know how Beast Boy, whenever he transforms, the animals are always green.
Mm-hmm.
Well, orange is her color, but she just picks animals that are already orange. Like if she turned into like a gorilla, it wouldn't be an orange gorilla. She would pick an orangutan if she needed to be like in that family.
Got it. So orangutans, tigers,
Yep.
corn snakes. Got it.
Yep. So in this, we have a fox, a clownfish, and an oriole, and they're all orange. That's the idea.
That's funny though. I really do. There's Lauren's.
Lauren's art was great, and it's already gone. Somebody claimed him.
And then here's Joe's.
Yeah, Joe has a really cool style. 3 characters. He mainly does women pinup, but I thought it'd be fun to have him do one male character.
Dude.
Yeah. So they're all up for grabs aside from Lauren's. So get them.
And then you have the original art for Sue and Carol.
Yeah, correct. So the swimsuit editions are all original art. It's just ink and Copic markers on the blank cover of issue 1.
I have to say this is my favorite.
Yeah, it's cute, and I thought it fit both characters.
I know why this one's gone,
yeah,
but I like this one more.
Mm-hmm.
Happy dream time with that one. And then you have a huge box set here.
Yeah, everything new aside from the original art is available in one tier if you just want to get everything for all the super fans out there.
And then original commissions, which are all gone. Bye-bye. That's nice.
Yeah, and then the original art for the cosplay cover is an 11 by 17 full color piece, and that one's still available as well.
And then this is where we were talking about some of the stuff that you can add on. So like, let's say you only bought the second comic. For an extra $5, you could go ahead and get the first comic, or you could pick one of the comics. Okay, wait a minute. I really like that cover.
Which one are you looking at?
Alter Ego #1 cover B.
Yeah, that was Nate's cover for issue 1.
I thought that was his.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have the alternate covers available as add-ons of issue 1. Or, for example, like if you were at a convention, you picked up the first issue of the WYLD, and you're like, oh, now I can buy 2, 3, and 4, order a la carte here with the add-on menu.
And then here's everybody from Lee to Nate to Rodney to Jackie to Lauren to Joe. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yep. Everybody did great.
You guys did an amazing job. And of course, no Kickstarter would be complete without talking about stretch goals.
Stretch goals. Yeah, we've already unlocked 4 of them, which is great. I had to add some more in. I think next, I'll just go through. Yeah. The first one was an event ticket. So at the end of issue 1, Sue accidentally gets tickets to It Girl's VIP party experience. So I thought it would be fun to make that a physical thing that people could get to. So there's no like real event associated with it. This is the ticket from the book.
I am so, I know exactly where that's going in my house. No. Okay. So I'm like a super nerd little thing, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but here, right in there,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever watched G.I. Joe, the cartoon.
Yeah, I did. I haven't seen it, since I was a kid, but.
Remember when the Dreadnoks were, come here. When the Dreadnoks were a band?
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, they called themselves Cold Slither. And Roma Collectibles made Cold Slither concert tickets.
Nice.
That is going to go with that.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for that. And then,
Yep.
trading cards.
Yep.
I know a few things about trading cards.
Mm-hmm. So these are trading cards from the first series. And this one is limited to the first 100 backers. So if you want, I think I'm at 80-something backers now, so only maybe 15 or so left. If you want a trading card, be sure to get in now.
You better get in. And remember, guys, to be able to get any of the stretch goals, you have to buy a physical copy. Guess what? You can go ahead and pledge a total of $10, which I already did. It's not there now, is it? No, it's not there. But there's a $10 physical copy, and you actually can read it, and it will tell you, because there's a digital and then there's the actual physical copy. It'll say if the tier does or does not include the stretch goals. You need to make sure that you pick one that includes the stretch goals.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, anything that would be shipped out, the stretch goals come free with that.
Right. Because, well, I mean, now you're saving on the shipping and the handling because...
It's all
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, magnets.
Yep. You got a magnet, and the most recent one was a button with It Girl's logo on it. And those were the original stretch goals that I had, and fortunately, we just blew past all of those. So I added 4 additional ones. We have phone wallpapers featuring Sue. There's a Hero Prime print, and then a sticker with It Girl. And then the last one is a coaster with the logo from the coffee shop that Sue works at.
I love it. It's so cool. Absolutely love it. By the way, I have to make fun of her logo. Because it wasn't until you said that's It Girl's logo, and I was like, oh, it's an I and a T.
Uh-huh.
I was like, why is the person punching through a wall? That's honestly what I thought.
Uh-huh.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm here all week. Okay, you gotta love the fact that I'm not afraid to show off that I look really stupid when I think of some things, okay? My bad.
Well, it's all good. It could be that. I'm sure she didn't put much thought into her logo, and neither did I when I created it. So
here, I'm going to help you with it. The It logo. This is It Girl's logo. It's an I and a T. If you look, it looks like she's restrained because her popularity is all that she knows, and now she's restrained. There you go.
There you go.
See, I figured it out. So, of course, how much longer do people... 22 more days.
Yeah, we are 1 week in, so there's still quite a bit of time. But like I said, the trading card is limited to the first 100 for the stretch goal for the trading card. And we don't have...
only the next 16 people. I got in, so I'm getting mine. You better get in and get yours too.
And some of the original art is going fast. We've already used up all the commission spots, so there are no more commissions available. So if there's something you want, be sure to get it while you can.
Yeah. And remember, guys, we understand that not everybody can back Kickstarters. We understand that there's a lot of people that, it's bad timing. The holidays are coming up, so we get that too. Even though if you have a teenager, this is a great comic for a teenager. But also adults, especially those that are into the whole social media shebang thing, this would be a great comic for them too. So it could be a great gift to get somebody. But if you can't, please tell your friends. Please tell people about the comic. Share it. Let people know about the Kickstarter. Helping people spread the word about the Kickstarter is just as important for the person who's running the Kickstarter as much as it is for people who are running the Kickstarter. And if you're there, here's the link straight up into the thing. You can just click on that link right there. That's the little itty bitty link to it. And if you're watching this later on YouTube or something and you need the link, just go to Kickstarter and type in Altered Ego VIP right here. And I'll even go ahead and put that in the thing for you as well. And go and show people and give it a shout out and share it on any social media that you have. Tell a friend, because even if this may, let's say for whatever reason this isn't the comic for you, you may know somebody who this comic is for.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, definitely understand everybody can't buy everything. Even if you're interested, sometimes circumstances, whatever, I get it. I can't buy everything that I like either. But, likes, shares, follows are all free. If you're interested in supporting, those are all free things you can do. If you are interested in backing, the lowest reward is $5, and it goes on up from there. And then, like I said, follow, share on social media, and see me at a con sometime. Just tell me you like the art. That's cool too.
Yeah. He's always at Gym City Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you did see we already got our dates for next year.
I did. Yeah. I sent in the form. I meant to send Jesse an email to follow up, but I haven't done it yet. But
I hope you have, because there's only 284 days, 13 hours, and 44 minutes left before the next show.
Okay, I'll make a note to email Jesse.
It's ticking. The things that I have on my radar all of the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. She's asleep in her gaming chair.
Okay. You let sleeping dogs lie.
And I accidentally hit the chair. My bad. Yes, before she takes over again. So, of course, as always, Lee, what else do you think that you could say about this comic to get that last person to be like, I've got to get it?
Well, if you like comics with good art, I'm gonna say that it's good. I'm biased, but good art, relatable characters, an interesting story that relates to things that are happening in modern times, then I think this is the book for you. It is the second issue of a 6-issue miniseries. So the entire thing is written. All the artwork is done for issue 2. I'm working on artwork for issue 3. There is very little risk that this will not go through. I've been self-publishing comics since 2008, so this is what I do. There's no risk of this running long or not happening unless something extreme,
like a meteorite, comes through.
Right. So this book will be done, and it will be done, relatively soon. And it's already funded, so you're already guaranteed to get the book. If you're interested, just throw in some support.
And I'm going to add to this. One, it's not good artwork. If you're looking for someone with a phenomenal talent for not only being able to do great art that can express itself without any words, then on top of that, putting the words to the page, doing amazing world building, and making characters that are relatable, whether it's the main character or the side character. Definitely give this a try, especially if you're someone who's probably sick and tired of reading the exact same story over and over again from a bunch of the bigger names. Try something more independent, and I highly recommend going ahead and hitting up Lee Xopher because this guy is phenomenal. Amazing world building, amazing characters, amazing story, and pictures that could tell you the story without even the words. He just helps you out by putting the words in there.
Yeah, thanks a lot. One point to what you just said. I love superheroes. The idea was not to be like a condemnation of superheroes or anything like that. Like I love Marvel, DC, everything. I love classic superheroes. I just wanted to do something different because we already have that. Like I'm never going to compete with Superman or Spider-Man. And I didn't want to just make like my version of those characters. So this is a different kind of story, different kind of world. You don't need any knowledge of how comics work to enjoy it. But I think if you have some experience with comics or going to comic cons or have ever been on social media, I think you'll get a kick out of this.
But I think what you've done with your comics is, even if nobody, let's say they've never picked up a comic before, the way that you build your story, the way that you build your characters and your world, for a lot of people, it could be like reading a picture book.
Yeah, I definitely. Most of my friends and family outside of this sphere don't know anything about comics, and I want it to be something that they will understand, be able to navigate, the panels and everything. So I try to make it as accessible as possible.
I mean, yeah. I mean, first I get that some people, they're like, I don't get it. But one of the things that I love about comics, and I think this is one of the reasons why I gravitate to your comics really well, is because of the way that they're drawn, the world building and stuff, is I can't sit down and read a book.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with my ADHD and having to move, having to constantly be up and about and doing something, sitting and reading a book is too long. Comics are a great way for me to still be able to read, enjoy a story, but I can get through it quickly. And so comics are a great way for people like me and anybody that suffers from this issue, for them to still be able to come up with great stories. And what's really cool about comics is they come in issues. So you can pick up one, read it, and come back to the story later. And yeah, I know you could do that with books, but you feel more like you can do that with a comic because you have to eventually put down the issue to get to the next one, where a book is just there and it's there and it's there. And for those who could do books, congratulations to you. I just can't do it. But on top of yours, where because of the stories that you tell and the characters that you have, a lot of times I'll finish the comic and be like, need more.
Yeah. First rule of show business: leave the audience wanting more.
And that's why you keep taking my money.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm willing to give it because I will say, I've said this to you before. I don't just say these things, and I don't have you on the show to promote this stuff just because it's like, oh, well, I'm a podcaster and that's what I do. I believe in your product. I believe in you, and I don't just back a Kickstarter unless I actually want the content.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and I hope everybody watching and listening feels the same.
So this comic here, and I haven't even read it. I'm giving it 10 stars. It's AGP approved. So please, guys, if you're interested in a really good story, you want to help out an amazing content creator, please back this Kickstarter. Again, if you're unable to back it, of course, please try to share it out to your friends, family, anybody that you know, because they may like it or they may know somebody who likes it, and getting the word out there is definitely one of the things that really helps content creators, especially independent creators like yourself, Lee, out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything you can do to spread the word is helpful.
So on that note, Lee, thank you so much for coming on this show. I was so glad that I was able to do this on Monday because I know that your weekends are really hard.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad we got to fit it in while the campaign's still live. So hopefully people can check it out.
And because we got this so early within the campaign, it'll actually be able to go onto YouTube as well, so we'll be able to hit the YouTube audience as well.
Perfect.
So I'm excited for that. And of course, for everybody out there, if you haven't checked out what's going on underneath, Lee Xopher, he's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's really easy. Lee, Leexopher, Pher.
Yep, that's right. I'm everywhere. Lee Xopher everywhere, so it's consistent.
You've made it very consistent, very easy to find. I love the fact that you always change your profile picture with whatever you're doing on all of your social media.
Yeah.
Good marketing. Good on you.
Yeah, like I said, try to be consistent.
So, of course, as always, everybody, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you to Lee. Thank you, everybody who said hi in the chat. And, of course, as always, we thank everybody. We greatly appreciate it. And the only thing I guess I could say at this point is, I want to be popular.
Help me be popular. Back my Kickstarter.
Help me be popular. All right. See you all in the next one. Bye. Thanks.